part of the search for answers today is what sent the gunman over the edge. 10 News reporter Steve Fiorina spoke with an expert on workplace violence, and she talks about the red flags and how we should always stay vigilant.
No question about that, Steve. She called the tragedy a terrible reminder about danger where we least expect it, and also coming from someone we might never suspect.
This still frame of Bryce Williams pointing his gun during the shooting is spine-chilling. A former co-worker of the victims with a history of bad behavior.
He was described as a difficult employee, described as unhappy, and one of the most telling things about his firing is that they had to call the police to escort him from the building. Now, it's not every day that somebody gets fired and has to be escorted out by police.
Wendy Patrick just wrote a book about red flags and how important it is to always be aware. The violence in Virginia drives home the point.
Because it's a terrible reminder that all of us, no matter where we work, are vulnerable to this kind of violence.
Back in 1992, Robert Mack stunned San Diego when he shot and killed two people at a General Dynamics plant, a supervisor and a labor negotiator. Mack had been fired by the defense contractor after 23 years on the job. He told the parole board that his job meant more to him than his wife and kids. The depression and stress were tearing his life apart. Patrick sees a correlation with Bryce Williams.
Their whole identity is tied up in their occupation, and you can imagine how devastating it can be if somebody's whole world is their job to be fired.
There is stress, of course, in almost every workplace. Wendy Patrick says we need to consider this a wake-up call and hopefully stay safe. Steve Fiorina, 10 News.